Listen to the entire podcast on Spotify and Google Podcast. Link is provided in the description.
So, Nishtha, firstly, I want you to talk about what is spirituality and the difference between spirituality and religion as per your perspective.
Okay. Thank you so much for that question, because we have started about the topic around spirituality, and yet there will be many people who are not sure what spirituality is. They'll be like, again, this is another talking about positivity, talking about all the good things, rainbows and sunshines, and pretending to be happy all the time. That is the image we have around spirituality. Someone who is non-responsive, non-reactive, not facing anything probably. So what do we visualize when we say someone who's spiritual? A hard stone person, like emotionless person, having nothing to do with the society, probably in their own world. Part of it is true. We are actually having the idea and awareness of our inner world. That is what spirituality is. And external things are basically the byproduct of that alignment which we create. Okay, so for me, spirituality is basically life. Everything is spirituality. Either you do it consciously or unconsciously, you're always spiritual, because we are spiritual beings in a human body, right? So it's not like we can escape spirituality. You are probably in the worst sides of it as of now, if you're in the darkness, but you're still going to turn, you're going to switch, because you cannot stay there for long. So I will say even that is spirituality. But when I say that it is life, it's basically living in this moment, understanding and seeing the moment as it is, without having a lot of judgments, a lot of preconceived notions about anything. That's true spirituality. Because just like we had an example of something I went through 3-4 days back. Same thing when I went through probably years back, when I was not conscious about my journey. That looked like the biggest failure. That looked like I'm a very bad person. I'm not good enough. I'm not deserving things. These are the thoughts we start having. The moment you step into conscious spirituality or conscious awakening journey, it's basically you start seeing things from a different perspective. It's like you zoom out the situation, and now you are seeing why the characters are playing this role, and what is the reason behind it, and how this is going to help that person. So you start seeing things with a different lens once you start into this journey of awakening consciously.
You basically start observing life. You just sit there and you observe, like, why is my hand going up? Why is that person behaving like this? Why am I responding like this? Why are my thoughts thinking like that? Like, why?
Yes. The curiosity factor. It's like the basis of spirituality. The moment you stop being curious, it's over. The moment you start thinking, I know everything, it's over. So a spiritual person is definitely someone who knows that he knows nothing.
Yes, we are all
every moment
lifelong learners.
Yes. Every moment has something to show that you have never seen before.
I like the fact that you said about living in the present moment. I was reading a book few years back about The Power of Now, where he talks about the importance of being in the present moment.
I love that book.
Yes, right. Yes, it's my personal favorite as well. And people tell me, like athletes come, or the parents tell me, like, we can't stop thinking. It's like we are overthinking and all of that. And I have been there on that journey as well. I have been an overthinker, and even today I do agree sometimes I am an overthinker. But becoming aware that you are overthinking is also a form of spirituality, where you're becoming aware and then you're like, no, that is not required. Now let's bring back to the present moment. This is what that matters. Right now I'm talking to Nishtha. What is the conversation going on? How is this conversation going to help me? That is later process. You don't have to think about that. Yeah, like you are having the conversation, you are enjoying. This is the present moment that really matters. So for our listeners, as we started about spirituality, if you can talk a little bit about, to be in the present moment and not live in the past that happened 10 years ago, or not daydreaming about 5 years that is going to happen from now. Can you talk about the present moment?
Correct. So first of all, how do we dwell into the past? That is the first thing. Like, why do we go in the past? Why do we have that mechanism of always dwelling into the past? It's because we have not let go on a lot of things. We are still holding those events in us. We are still holding those energies in us, those emotions in us, which are still triggering us in different ways now. Like, there are belief systems we have held upon, which is not serving us anymore, but we still have them. It's like, I'm wearing more clothes without removing any clothes. It's like, because I have to wear clothes, it's like I have a mindset every day we have to wear clothes and go outside. So I'll be just wearing more clothes without changing them. You know, it's like, today it's a new day and I'm forgetting that. A lot of people actually do that. They forget it's a new day. They always see today, this moment, as an extension of the past and probably the prerequisite of the future.
That
Right?
is
That
where
is
the overthinking starts.
That's where because those thoughts have nowhere to go. Where will they go? They are stuck with you, and they will start forming stories of their own. Every energy is very intelligent. They will, these thoughts, they are so intelligent that they will form stories for you to believe in it.
Yeah, and 85% of the thoughts that we think about future never happens, and this has been
Never
proven by
happen.
the psychologist itself that they never happen. It is just the
Yeah.
stories we are making up in our mind.
Yes, exactly. It's like we have this tendency to just make up things. Because why are we doing this? I'll tell you the basics of it. It's basically to feel safe, to feel certain. This idea of being in the now is very scary for many people, because they think, what if I'm here and everybody runs? मैं यहीं पे रह गया, पूरी दुनिया आगे निकल गई. ये होता है लोगों का mindset. They are scared of being in the now. But if you notice, we are actually missing out when actually people who are in the now, leading lives, living lives, appreciating life, and probably successful as well. They have understood the mechanism, but they won't share that. Because the idea of leadership and success is like 10 pointers इस तरीके से, and the leader has these qualities, and वो idea में ही हम जीने लगते हैं. But in this moment, what are you? So for a very good example you gave, like, how to be in the present moment. Let's say we are talking right now, and let's say you are my client. So let's say I'm here to actually coach you, but my own thoughts are still there with me. Every time you say something bad about yourself, my thoughts will be like, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, ये तो मेरे साथ भी हुआ है, and probably it will affect what I'm going to say. The judgment will start creating. And because through coaching itself, I've come across this process very clearly. I'm giving this example. But the true coach will never even think about those things. वो बस ये देखेगा कि इसकी energy अभी, because I'm going to miss out on so many things if I start relating. It's like you are saying something, मेरे दिमाग में 1000 stories और आ गई हैं तब तक. And the next 10 sentences are gone, is missed out. Even your energy, your body language, I'm not even looking at it because मैं अपने ही दिमाग में हूँ. How are you even present with that person? So this is basically seeing and observing everything as it is without trying to label, without trying to relate, without trying to anticipate or form conclusions.